I'll explain exactly. We did have an outage here, but it was an outage for the good. It forced us to move on to a dedicated server, and the website comes up even faster now. Do me a favor there, Ed, because I have a little thing, a little surprise and some good news for the listeners out there. We never sleep here at Republic Broadcasting, and we squeeze George Washington until his paper eyeballs pop out of the bill.
Hey.
Hang on here, and we'll tell you what we're up to here. And with your support, folks, there's no stopping this network, or you, the people that want their government back. We'll be right back right after this. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, second hour of the National Intel Report with Bob Chapman, Robbie Noel, John Stadtmiller on this 9th day of February, 2010. And I just want to read you something here. And, Ed, my wife had just handed me this. She said, I have enclosed a money order for $20. I wished I could send more. My husband lost his job back in August. We don't know when we'll get the notice to leave our property, as we have not been able to make the house payment. Oregon passed another draconian tax hike that will render the state a ghost town. I truly wish I could send more money. This is the widow's, I cannot read this word, the widow's mite, but I'm glad to send what I can. Your network is so very important. I'll send whatever I can when I can. Hope you enjoy the, she sends me a newspaper as well, and thank you, Sharon and Steve, for doing that. And just to let you know what happened, we were on a shared server with our hosting company up in Michigan, and I think we were sharing it with 8 other websites, smaller websites, but we were eating up like 75-80% of the capacity of the server. Well, what happened is last week there was a particularly good show that everybody wanted to listen to, and they took it down because they thought there was a cyber hack going on. So they thought they were protecting me, themselves, and the other people on that shared server. Well, it went down. They contacted us. We told them, no, everything is just fine. Their techie people checked everything out. They put it back up, and then it came back down a second time. Now, but we fixed that problem. We're on a dedicated server. The information, the web page loads faster now, and we're kind of appreciative that that really happened. But the funny you should mention that, Ed, because what I said to people, I said, you know, I wonder how much they would miss Republic Broadcasting if it weren't around. Maybe we should just pull the plug. Don't play music. Don't play repeats. Just pull the plug for 24 hours. And we were actually talking about that, and then that little snafu happened with the server.
Well, you got to field test that marketing idea.
Well, it wasn't intentional, that's for sure.
Anyway, well, yeah, that's a remarkable story. Imagine, that's how much people value, folks like yourself that are trying to stop, what's happening. But listen, I know you only have so much time, John. I'd love to chat with you all night, but I did have a question for Mr. Chapman.
Shoot.
And Bob, it's great to have a chance to finally speak to you. You and I have emailed each other. You've been so kind in getting back to me anytime I've had a question. Specifically, you've helped me a lot understand the gold option expiry, both how that works and the impact on the price of gold and how it's always a dangerous time. And I've been looking at the COMEX schedule for that this year, and it seems to skip the month of February entirely. So I just wanted to ask you, when is the next settlement date that we need to be aware of?
You know something, you got the wrong guy. I have to go look it up, and I'm not prepared. And I didn't know that they skipped February.
Well,
I'm so sorry to put you on the spot, Bob.
Well, no, that's a good thing, because now he's got 3 minutes to look it up.
Well,
Hey.
It isn't at my fingertips. I have to see the boss, Judy,
Uh-huh.
and she would have to find it for me.
Okay, well, maybe she can do that before the end of the program. Ed, hang on a second. I've got an announcement to make to all concerned people out there. Oh, this is going to be big. We'll be right back.
National Intel Report with your host, John Stadtmiller.
The elected representative network. It's funny how necessity is truly the mother of invention. I've always wanted to put up another bird to give a greater variety of programming, but something happened on the way to the fall of Rome. There is a need to fire up the grassroots movement out there. The people that have been disconnected, discombobbled, shoved off the plate, ignored. We have, and we do have states, not all of them, California not included, we do have good state senators and representatives in the states. Not all states, folks. Like I said, I can't find one, and I've talked to all the politicos, the politically savvy in California. They have nobody that we can put on the elected representative network because they're all a little Marxist or major neocons. But states such as Pennsylvania, Oklahoma, we've got Oregon, Washington coming on board. These are going to be the statesmen or the wannabe statesmen that needs people's ears. There's going to be town hall meetings run by these people, state senators and state legislators, every single week, along with much other needed information. All right, so this is not going to be a political network. It is going to be a commercially free formatted network. And our reps, and here's the key to this, what I have been saying over and over again, is the key to recapturing this country is going to be through the states. And I've said this before, we're going to see how much people want their freedom and their liberty back. If you're willing to roll up your sleeves and go to work, to not only back those people that heretofore weren't part of the good old boy network in the various state legislatures, I don't have to tell you, folks, politics is corrupted not only at the federal level, but at the state and the county and probably in your own little township. Well, enough of that. It's time to get out the rule book again. It's called the Constitution. The elected representative network, we've got all the equipment. We have a few pieces still being shipped to us, but that is being assembled. It is going to be a full-blown network, satellite, internet, streaming, archiving, the whole 9 yards. This is going to give an opportunity for other states to start communicating and sharing ideas with each other on how best to stave off the Fed and protect the citizens within their own states. This is going to be big, folks. And I have all the people that I've talked to so far, all the state legislators and senators, they have all said, yes, that is what is needed. Think of it this way. It's kind of like C-SPAN without the pictures, only we're not dealing with the Fed because the Fed is dead. They're trying to kill us all in the 50 states and everything else. No, it is time for the states to stand up for themselves and start remedying the problems that we have been handed. And I'll tell you what I'm seeing coming forth here are some of the best and the brightest, the most innovative, the real thinkers. They've got the stinkers and the control freaks. We got the thinkers and the freedom-minded people. So that is our gift to the country. Together, folks, we can take this thing back. I'm tired of the horror stories. I'm tired of the programming out there scaring the hell out of you. What is needed now are solutions, real solutions. And that's what we're working towards. So let me tell you something, Ed in New York, your donations over to this network, because I've been busy doing the other thing, I've let things fall off the plate here at RBN. I can't be in 50 different places at the same time. So your support out there to this network, RBN, is most important. And we can keep doing things to reinstitute the freedom and to get back on track, this constitutional republic. And I don't think I'll get any argument out of anybody on this one. The greatest system of government that the world has ever seen, based on freedom and liberty. Well, it used to be, and it will be again. Gentlemen, what do you think of them apples?
It's pretty good. Pretty powerful.
Sure. It's cool going back to boot camp or going back to first base.
There you go. The key to this thing, and I just saw Richard Mack, Sheriff Mack, over the weekend out in Fredericksburg. Met a lot of fine people out there. And I told Richie Mack, I said, hey, every time that I have an opportunity, I tell them that you were on the program one day, and I said, you said something that just absolutely left me speechless. I was talking about another associated problem with the criminal cabal, the Congress critters, in the district of criminals. And I says, and I tell the story that you were on air. You said that, John, the Fed is irrelevant. And they are. Even though they're inflicting the damage on us right now, the solution is not the Fed. The solution is the state. What do you think of them apples, Ed? Do I still have Ed?